If you're watching this, you're probably just as conflicted as I am. Another Bills-Chiefs AFC Championship game, another poor decision to make as to who to root for. On one hand, you have the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, who haven't missed the AFC Championship game since he's been a regular starter. And then you have the Buffalo Bills, in-division rivals, last few years, 1-2 in the division with the Miami Dolphins, and it's really a no-win situation. I'm not particularly happy for either of these teams. I'm not particularly rooting for either of these teams, but when you watch a football game, you want to have some sort of vested interest in one of the two teams, and a very easy solution to that would be just bet. If you want to have a really strong love, I guess you could say, towards one of these two teams on Sunday, just put money on one of the teams and then you root for them and you kind of be forced to follow the money. But I don't bet a lot and I don't bet at all on the playoffs. I like just watching the playoffs for what it is. I like just the entertainment value of watching to see who's going to be the next Super Bowl champion. So now I'm really stuck, and the more I think about it, and it sucks to say, and I know a lot of Dolphins fans are just going to look at me like, what is wrong with you? But I think I might be rooting for the Buffalo Bills here. And it feels gross saying that. It feels gross having that come out of my mouth and saying here in front of all you guys. But I just don't think I can stomach seeing another Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl appearance. It's gotten so stale. And with that game against the Texans, how poor the referee decisions were in that game, it really swung the tide. It really just hammered the nail in the coffin as to how much I can't stand the Kansas City Chiefs. Whether it be the really poor roughing the passer call on Patrick Mahomes from Will Anderson, whether it be the non-call on the hip drop tackle, which has just seemingly disappeared. They made this big point that the hip drop tackle was something they're going to be removing from the game. And then as the season gone on, there's been less and less penalties for it. There was multiple penalties that I feel like they missed for that would have benefited the Texans. Multiple penalties that were 50-50 that shouldn't maybe have gone to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm just tired of it. I'm just genuinely that tired of it that I've gotten to the point that I'm willing to root for a division rival to make the Super Bowl over the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I will say, of the three teams in our division that we're rivals with, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Bills are probably the team that are last in terms of who I hate in the division. Maybe part of that is because of growing up as a Miami Dolphins fan. The Buffalo Bills were just consistently one of the worst teams in the league, and it hasn't been until the last few years that I've really had to hate the Buffalo Bills. And they are a team that's hard to hate if you're a neutral. I mean, you look at their fan base and just what they did this week, donating to a charity that Mark Andrews supports. Mark Andrews obviously dropping that big pass on the 2-point conversion, as well as fumbling on the previous drive that really, really killed the Baltimore Ravens' chances of winning that game and moving on to the AFC Championship game themselves. Their fan base has always been one of the best fan bases in the league. It's really hard to hate them. It's annoying when you're in Dolphins Stadium and they outnumber the Dolphins fans and you hear hey after every single Buffalo touchdown, but you see what they do off the field and you can't help but wish that the Dolphins had a little bit of that in them. The wish they had that intensity. Also wish they had that much of a likability, and not having to hate them before and being forced to hate them now because how good they are, it does leave me with a little bit less hatred than maybe a team like the Patriots, which obviously has had so much success over the years, and a team like the Jets are just the Jets. They're just easy to hate, even if they're not that good. With the Chiefs, whether it be the penalties, whether it be Taylor Swift, whether it just be the success that they've had over the years, it's really grown stale. And I was so disappointed last year when the Super Bowl ended up being the Chiefs versus the 49ers. It would have been fantastic to have Ravens, Lions. That's pretty much the same matchup I was rooting for this year. For both of them to go out in the same round was pretty disappointing, and we're still left with the Kansas Chiefs as another option. I don't want to root for the Bills. I was just texting Donovan talking about how is it gross that I might be rooting for the Bills, but I genuinely think I might be rooting for the Bills. It sucks. I don't like it. I don't want to say that, but I kind of want to see Buffalo get there over the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the one time really you're going to be able to sit down and root for a Buffalo Bills team. Every other game, really, probably for the rest of my life, outside of games against the Patriots, games against the Jets, and maybe situations that could benefit the Miami Dolphins, I will be rooting against the Buffalo Bills. But how many times are you going to be able to sit here and justify rooting for a Josh Allen-based Buffalo Bills team, a Sean McDermott Buffalo Bills team, a team that has beaten the Dolphins so many times and is so clearly on top of the AFC East? You're not going to get a lot of chances to sit down and root for them. So I guess I'm going to. Call me a fake fan, call me whatever you want, but as this video has gone on, I genuinely went into this video. I knew I was leaning Buffalo, but I wasn't quite ready to put that hammer into the coffin saying that I'm rooting for the Buffalo Bills, but I think I am. I think I'm going to be rooting for the Bills on Sunday. Let me know who you're going to be rooting for. It's a lose-lose situation regardless. Whoever wins the NFC game, I am 1,000% going to be rooting for in the Super Bowl, whether it be the Commanders, whether it be the Eagles. I love Jaden Daniels. I love Saquon Barkley. There's so much to like about both teams. My girlfriend's an Eagles fan, so kind of feel a little obligated to root for the Eagles. But regardless, whoever wins that game, I will be rooting for on that side, and I'll be rooting for whoever wins this AFC game to lose by 100 points in the Super Bowl. Let me know down below who you're rooting for. Let me know down below who you think is going to get there. On the AFC side of things, I think it's going to be Buffalo. Obviously, now you've heard that. I'm pretty sure I want it to be Buffalo. However, on the NFC, I'm not quite sure who I want to win. I'm not quite sure who I think will win. Eagles have the better defense. They have the better running game. Commanders right now have the better quarterback, and Jaden Daniels is playing the best rookie season of all time and is really leading that team along. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know who I want to win. I got reasons to like both, and a pretty strong reason being my girlfriend's an Eagles fan, so I might just have to root for the Eagles, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see who I root for. On the AFC side, it's probably going to be the Bills. So let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you want to win? Who do you think will win? Let us know all that good stuff down below. Am I a fake fan? Tell me why. Are you also rooting for the Bills? If so, please let me know. Let me know all that down below in the comments. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button. Appreciate y'all very much for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great rest of your day. Go Dolphins.